What's up, everybody? My name's Elijah, and today I'm going to show you how to make the biggest cannonballs and splashes at the pool. Like, I've looked on YouTube, and there's a couple videos, they're like, oh, we're going to do the biggest splash competition, but they don't actually show you how to make the biggest splash. And I know I was like what am I going to do? Because, like, you got dives and whatever, and dives are cool, sure, like, you can do, like, a pencil, you can do all these different things at the pool, but if you walk up to a pool, go off the diving board, make the biggest splash that knocks everybody out of the pool, you're kind of dubbed like the coolest kid there. So I'm going to show you 3 splashes. 2 of them are like massive, and then the other one's pretty much as big but looks super cool too. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Jackknife. The Jackknife is my personal favorite. It's the easiest one to do like repeatedly. It's pretty challenging to mess up once you get it done. The second one I'm going to give you is the cannonball. Depending on how big you are, you can sometimes make a bigger splash with the cannonball than the Jackknife. I think my cannonball, if I nail it perfectly, is a little bit bigger than my Jackknife. But the cannonball, for me at least, it's really hard to like nail every time. I can make a big splash with it if I'm like trying over and over and over again. But like nailing it takes a little bit more work, and you don't have it doesn't have as much feedback. So I'll talk about this in the video, but the Jackknife, when you do it correctly, you just feel this massive like explosion above your head, like all the water. I don't exactly know how it happens, but it like cacophinates like right above your head, like just boom, and like you feel it. So you know the bigger splash you make, the bigger explosion you do that you have above your head. The cannonball though, it doesn't really, like, you don't know how big your splash is. It doesn't, yeah, you just don't know. The third splash I'm going to show you, though, is the backwards Jackknife. And this one, like, people jump in there and do the Jackknife. People jump in there and do the cannonball. People jump in there and do the upside down cannonball. People jump in there and do the sideways cannonball. People do all these things. But if you jump in there, go to jump off, they're expecting who knows what. And then you just, like, do a Jackknife backwards. That's pretty cool in my book. So that's the third one that we're going to have. Here we go. Get ready. Like I said, this is my favorite one because it's so repeatable. So I'm just going to show you it fast here first so you can see what it's like. It makes a pretty big splash, even like when you no matter how you do it, it's going to make a big splash. Let me kick this into slow-mo here though. So what you need to do, so to start off, you'll be jumping off. Basically you grab your leg, you grab one leg, and then you jump in. I would recommend like watching a video of yourself doing it because you want the rest of your body to be basically straight. The last thing, let's just watch. So you go in, so you see I'm grabbing my leg, my body's straight. I also lean back. So you don't want to do a back flop, but you want to be like almost about to do a back flop. So as you can see here, as we get closer to the water, like you could even be leaning back further than this. I think this actually might be optimal. So you want to be at about a 45-degree angle as you go into the water. If you're straight up and down, you aren't going to really it's not going to make quite as big of a splash. But once you get this angle, when you go in, then you pull super tight, and then you'll feel like an explosion above your head. Like right as the water comes together, you'll feel just like this massive, like just all the water just hits right above your head. And when you feel that, you know you're doing it perfectly. And then, yeah, just the water. This is honestly like one of the biggest splashes I've seen. It looks like the audio is a little bit behind. But like this is definitely my favorite. I'll show you one more time. So you jump in, grab that, I guess right or left leg, lean all the way back, and then just pull tight, and bam. Best splash in the pool right there. Okay, so here's the cannonball, and the cannonball is like, it's like the oldest trick in the book, so most of you guys probably have at least an idea of how to do it. I'm going to show you what I found for it. There's better ways to do it, and there's worse ways to do it, so I'm just going to play this video, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so there's different ways that you can approach the cannonball. Some people like to, so you can see here, I landed like sitting down. Some people will like be like 90 degrees of this. They'll land on their back, and if you do that, like apart from basically doing a back flop, the water is just gonna go out more. So it's gonna go to this. It's not gonna go up as much, and that's the main disadvantage to doing it that way. I like to be sitting down. If you can, I found it. I don't do this perfectly in this video. But I found if you can get your rear end to be basically parallel with your feet so that they hit the water at the same time, that's perfect. It'll make the splash like go up, out, like it'll go everywhere. And you can see like because of the sky, like the splash is not, you can't see the splash quite as well. But if you look really closely, you can see the splash. Like the splash will just like really, especially if you get like a higher diving board, the splash just goes everywhere. You can see it just like go all the way out here. But yeah, that's the cannonball. You can do it other ways, but height really helps with a cannonball. Our diving board isn't super bouncy, as you can tell, but if you can get more height, so that you have more momentum as you hit the water, and then just like hit it sitting down. Don't be sitting straight up. Have just a little bit of an angle backwards, and that'll be golden. Okay, the last one here is, like I said, my favorite. This is the backwards jackknife, and dude, it might not be as cool as I think it is, but I think it's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna show you it, and then I'll walk you through it. Okay, so you can see here, it doesn't make quite as big of a splash because of that. Like I was talking about to you about the feedback of the explosion above your head. You aren't going to feel quite as much of that on this one. But what you do is you basically, you just jump off, and as you're going, you just twist, grab that leg, and then just slice in there. If you can lean back more than I did in this video, that's even better. But like you want to be leaning back even a little bit more and just land it right in there. And dude, if you do this, nobody's expecting you to do a 360 and then do a jackknife. I've also seen some people do like front flips and then jackknives, which if I could do a better front flip, that would be pretty hype. So yeah, this is my favorite one. Maybe do a 360-degree front flip jackknife. If anybody does that, post a link in the comments because that would be impressive. Just don't hurt yourself. I'm not liable, and I don't want you to die. So be super, super careful when you're doing these. If you're going to do any modifications, that would make it dangerous. But yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. Those were the 3 splashes that I personally like the most. They're super fun, super repeatable. They're just kind of the best. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know which one's your favorite because they're pretty cool. And now you're gonna be the coolest kid in the pool.